Yo, what's good, everybody? This is a video I would never normally upload, but if you guys heard the news, I recently entered a tournament for 100,000 Robux, which was a charity tournament, and I'm being accused of cheats all over the place right now. So I did end up coming up with a 27-page document, just so you guys can get the full situation on what exactly happened. And I'm going to have this document linked in the description if you want to read it yourself, because I'm not obligating you to read it. So I'm going to read it myself, and you guys can just give your full take on the situation. But before I go over all of the clips of me allegedly color botting and my gameplay, I would like to address how I was treated during the tournament, before the tournament, and after the tournament. I want everyone to see how all of my requests were repeatedly ignored and how I always complied with all of their requests. So basically, before the tournament started, I was already one of the most accused players before people even got the chance to see me play. This was because of my past accusations that were from other games, which you guys know is MBSD, and none of the clips from other games happen to be cheats. But players who aren't familiar with how the game functions, which is Arsenal players, they were quick to call me an exploiter because of the videos on Corax's channel. So after many complaints about me, a group chat was made between Enrique, ASTY McPower, Gnarly, and Excitables. So they can either come to a conclusion of getting me out the tournament because of what the community thinks of me, or having me play with requirements to make sure that I wasn't cheating. And I wasn't typing here because I was sleeping, but as you guys can see, Enrique's like, "What's up?" And Asian says, "Enrique, McPower is stressing me out about your teammate." And then Enrique says, "Nobody is sick enough in the head to cheat in a charity event." McPower says, "I agree, but I'm getting 30 million DMs." This is one of many signs that he's shown that he's a very easily influenced person. So Enrique, he's just defending me right now. You can read this if you want, but if it's not relevant, I'm not going to read it. But if I underlined it or circled it, I'm going to read it. I literally said, Folder said he can do it all, screen share and all that. So why I care what the Arsenal competitive thinks? Enrique says he can probably live stream the event on YouTube, which I had no problem doing. And then Asian said, okay, tell him to do that. And then Enrique says, everyone that is actually in the MBSD community knows he does not cheat. You can check out his channel with like 50 hours of wagers. Mind you, these wagers, I only play the best of the best, and I'm winning almost every time. I don't get why Arsenal players think he cheat. I never played Arsenal. I've never went pro in Arsenal. I've only been like a pub stomper that wasn't even good. But ASTY says just get him to screen share Arsenal when he's online, so you know his skill level. Skill level. Then in the tournament, if you think he's playing suspicious or way better, you could get him to screen share. So basically, what I did here, there's one day when I went in ACH, there was like 20 people on the call. They were all watching me play, all watching me clueless, all watching me aim the exact same I played in the tournament. Clueless, barely hitting. So here's another one you guys can read on your own, but I'll read how Asian says, we'll let Folder play, however, there is requirements. First is that he live streams it all to YouTube with display capture on. We're going to be watching closely, and we'll have people watching who have experience, including Arsenal mods. I know you already mentioned all this. Enrique said, yeah, of course, because I had no problem. So the first requirement I was given was to live stream on YouTube using display capture, which is something I always do for MBSD. I always stream with display capture, no matter what. I don't know how to not do it. Enrique agreed that I would do it for me. So here's even more screenshots. Looks like I didn't highlight anything, so you could just read it on your own. But Enrique said, yeah, I asked Folder to record his screen with the phone too, since when I asked around, they said that it's not secure enough to only stream. So basically, what Enrique was saying here was me just streaming display capture isn't enough. And Enrique said that. They didn't say that. Enrique said that. This was the first time me and Enrique decided to upgrade my requirements due to the host making them too small considering how accused of a player I am. This isn't the only time we offered to upgrade my recording rules. The more you read, you will see how intense it got. Like, let's see what this is. So, oh, they came back. After the agreements, they came back trying to disqualify me once again because everybody, especially McPower, all easily influenced by the community. So, Gnarly says, I'm so confused what's happening. ASTY, they come back and say people are crying about Enrique's teammate. And then they think he's an exploiter. Enrique said, putting him on phone recording plus live stream. And then at the end of the day, it's just a charity event, literally, but the people who are complaining have no pull, so just ignore them. Why are people so pressed? That's what I'm saying. Then, excuse me, I gotta burp. Gotta mute for a second. All right, excuse me. Even after, okay, I think I read that already, but Gnarly says, Enrique, your teammate can play, just ignore the rest. And then, I don't know who Gnarly is, by the way. This whole time I never knew who this guy was. So, Asian, he says, it's this guy, McPower, that can't make up his mind. And then they're obviously making fun of him. And then Enrique said, getting peer pressured still, he's going to be on phone recording and stream. What more can he do? Have Arsenal mod fly to his house? I bet you, even if this was a real scenario, people would still call me a cheater. So this was when I woke up. I literally woke up and read everything. Enrique DM'd me saying, hey, the admins DM'd me again. They want to make sure everyone sees you play. So you're going to have to live stream on YouTube on display capture. And they said game mods will be watching. You might need a phone record your screen too. So I said, can I stream on Twitch and have the stream not leaked and only available to game mods and like ACT admins? Because I said this because I kind of don't want 400 people watching me be dog shit at a game. But if it came to that point, I definitely would have. And I sent, is it fine if my phone recording is like video below? He said, Enrique said that should be fine as long as they don't see player models. I mean, as long as they can see the player models and see you don't have ESP. So I said, okay. So this was the day later. So far, it looked like everything was good. So, but unfortunately, once again, McPower was it. Hold on. McPower being influenced by the community, they attempted to disqualify me once again, but instead of accusations, they attempted to get me replaced with someone Enrique had zero practice with. McPower specifically targeted me to get removed out of the tournament, while there were several people that do not create Arsenal content. Before I keep reading, look what he said. Me and everyone who runs ACT have decided that your teammate can't play ACT. This is not over cheating allegations, but we have a player who is actually active in this game's community and makes content on it and deserves to play. And as we decided, we will not be letting Folder play ACT, and we will have you play with a random person that you've never talked to in your life. Thank you. What type of nonsense is that? And then Enrique said 16 teams and it had to be me. Why? I mean, I get it, easy way to get Folder out without making it about the cheat and stuff, but there are a handful of other content creators that do not make content on Arsenal. Me and Folder both have everything sorted out for our own videos already. This would honestly just completely mess everything up. I've recorded and practiced with them for the last couple of days. So thankfully, Asiany and Excitable were fully against this idea. Like that was horrible. So you guys can pause and read it if you want, but Asiany says his friends are apparently going to investigate your friend Folder, which in every way, and well, I don't know why Asiany says I and you a lot, so I'm not stuttering. I'm gonna try to correct him, which in every way we have agreed about Folder doing everything he can to prove himself that they're not cheating or being caught doing stuff. MC and I are being pressed and pressured by some. I'll send the image of the group of people saying that cheats can be bypassed by display capture and all that. Then Enrique says that's why we are getting him to literally record his screen with his phone, right? Show his whole setup because they're saying cheats can be bypassed with just a display capture. So Enrique said, can he record his screen with his phone, right? And just show his whole setup. Asian, he says, yes, bro. So Enrique goes, well, you guys can read that if you want to, but Asian, he says, everyone agreed to do anything in your hand and Folder's hand to prove people that they aren't cheating. But MC, easily influenced, is being pressured by people around him. It would be disgusting for anyone to do such a bad move and cheat their way to win in a charity tournament. I've been telling MC that if Folder is caught or does something weird, they will be banned on the place from the game. And then this was when Enrique finally added me to the group chat. So I don't know what happened here, but I was given even more must record rules based off what I wrote. Enrique goes, I know for a fact Folder does not color bot. His aim is too off. The only color bot accusation he had has been disproven on MBSD. Hold on, let me pause. I need a burp again. So Excitable goes, from my view, I think he could play, but he must screen share his full screen record all games full screen, show task manager and whatever, and also record his screens on his phone to be able to play. Again, though, it's not my decision. I'd like to see your views on this. I completely agreed to that. That was so fine. I didn't hesitate to say no to it. So Enrique said, I'm willing to even let somebody go to his damn house and watch. Put him on everything. He doesn't cheat. I was fine with getting put on everything. Any recording rule that they threw at me, I was completely fine with it. So Excitable says, again, if he's up for doing all of these, which still isn't that much, me personally, if he's fine with up for doing all of these, I see nothing wrong with letting him play. So at this point, every ACT host thought that I'm some chronic cheater. And to prove that I wasn't, I was completely fine with doing anything they asked me to do. The more you read, the more intense it'll get. So let's see. This was when I woke up. I finally woke up and I read over all their requests and agreed to every single thing they asked me to do. I even suggested doing even more than asked to make sure they feel safe that I will not be using any cheats so they can be more reassured to let me play. So this was when I woke up 9 p.m. and I said I could do recording steps too. Then he says, all right, I'd say there's nothing wrong with you being in then, but I'm not here to make that decision. So I set some recording steps in the chat, and these are Corax's recording rules, but these are just tier one. So I said I even threw in to do Corax's tier one must record rules on top of my must phone record, hoping this would reassure them more. But since I know myself, there has been cheaters out there that have been able to still cheat with these rules. Me personally, I requested for me to do Corax's tier 3 must record rules. And according to Czar, which is Corax's close friend, Czar told me that there's not a single Roblox player that has been able to find a bypass for this cheat. So I suggested that I should play on it to give them even more reassurance than just tier 1 recording steps. So Excitable says, dude's up for all of this. I don't see the issue. Please come to a conclusion. So Asian, he says, I agreed with everything Enrique and Folder said. And then Excitable goes, if you guys can't agree, I'll do it. This is stupid and pathetic. And this was when I pulled out saying I can agree to tier 3. I didn't even mention tier 3 before this conversation. I said I can try to do with tier 3 too, but I'm really unfamiliar with those steps because tier 3 steps are fully impossible to cheat on. And as you can see, even with them considering me just being on tier 1, I still suggested being on tier 3 instead of tier 1, having zero problems doing insane recording rules. So people don't accuse me during the tournament. And for those that still don't know what tier 3 recording rules, hey, I'll let you guys look at it. I'm gonna just do a slow scroll. I actually can't do a slow scroll, but go ahead, look at everything. IRL recording, download Moz and this, do all this, all of this, all of this, do this, even more rules. I said I was fine with doing everything. Access your BIOS and enable SVM and IOMMU. I would have done that. show hidden icons, everything I would have done. I would have put this script in my PowerShell. I was so fine with doing everything. So I said, after after complying to do all of these steps, Excitable goes to the group chat and says, "There's no need for all of this. No need for doing all those steps. You guys don't even gotta do them." He just wants a yes or no from McPower and Ageny, and will tell me exactly what I need to do. So I sent the tier 3. He says, "All right," and then he pings Ageny saying yes or no. And then I said, those steps are really hard to actually do, and only like people who can code exploits and things like that nature have to do them. But tier 1's normal steps. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind doing tier 3. So Ageny goes, yes, holy bro, this did not have to be this wild. And Excitable goes, thank you guys, there's no need for all this. It's pathetic. So Enrique goes, I'm pretty sure there's no way past that phone recording. Mind you, I don't think there is either. When people actually see us play, I think it'll be very obvious that I'm not cheating. That's what I thought. I swear I'm not good at Arsenal at all. Even if you guys watch my recordings, you will see I am not an Arsenal player. You will see I'm clueless, just aiming my gun, being clueless. All my recordings are in this document as well. So Excitable goes, sorry you got to do all this stuff, but thanks for complying. It's really appreciated. I said, I'm not that good at Arsenal to be getting accused. I main third-person shooters, not first-person shooters. Ageny apologizes. Also, this is really irrelevant, but I did also forget that I purchased a whole setup upgrade specifically for this tournament. I got a Super Light 2, which was $180. I ordered a top 3 mouse pad of this year. I got a Wooting keyboard, and I even went on energy drinks for this tournament. Well, with me showing proof all right here. You can pause to read this if you want to, but I showed proof every single picture. Why would I spend $430 upgrading my whole setup if my plan was to use cheats the whole tournament? But hey, once again, there is a chance someone would go that far to have a backup story. So let's just keep talking. So here's like just proof of me ordering everything. So here's even more proof. I got to record my coaching video. My new mouse comes tomorrow. And here's me buying the Wooting keyboard. And now it's tournament day. Hold on, let me take a pause for this. All right. Tournament day comes. Me and Enrique join an ACT voice call because every team is required to be in a call together. If you guys watch my recordings, you will see what type of call I'm talking about. But there was a call that everybody had to be in. Hold on. Okay. And me and Enrique, as soon as we got on that call, we started warming up with a Phoenix Marvel Rivals aim duel. You can't even cheat in those. This is a 1v1 of who's a better micro adjuster, which is why we decided to warm up that way, apart from playing Arsenal to warm up instead. And somebody by the name of Oxaline, which is one of the exploit managers, and another person by the name of Dessa, which is another exploit manager, and Ageny, they all joined the voice call and they began watching me and Enrique screen share, watching both of us practice our micro adjustments 30 minutes before our match begins, which was right here. I added Oxaline to just to like try to get a vouch out of him because I don't know this guy at all outside of the tournament. I just added him on Discord and DM'd him. He said, "Do you remember when me and Enrique were both screen sharing playing Marvel Rivals doing a Phoenix 1v1 like 30 minutes before the tournament started?" He says, "Yeah." So, also in this same call, Oxaline told me I just had to do my phone recording and record my screen share. Wait, I don't know. I think I wrote this wrong, but I had to do my phone recording, record my game, and my screen share. And my screen share. If that I kind of wrote that wrong, but I'll just keep reading. So but for the first 2 games, I didn't have to screen share. I was very skeptical by that. He just wanted me to record my game. This is supposed to say game. Record my game, no screen share required. I asked him again, are you sure? I don't want them thinking anything. And he says, yes, it's fine. You don't got to do all 3. It's good. And that's when he asked Enrique to screen share so he can watch. So now, okay, let me actually do this. Let's see if I can find it. me find that. Okay, my bad for the little trim. Got a little confusion here, but I'm gonna play this video. This is gonna be 11 minutes. I'll probably add text if you just want to watch this on your own, but this video was every single clip I was accused of debunked, fully debunked. And I will be playing that right now. By the way, for the people that didn't watch Corex's video already, all these texts with the black outlines, this is all Corex typing. You don't want to read this. You'll tell when it's Anto. Yeah, this is Anto. Okay, I'm gonna pause it right here because I know it's moving fast. I don't know if you guys are pausing it or anything, but you can always go back. But this is something you guys actually need to pay attention to. For those who don't know what movement matching is, like the aim style I was going for this whole tournament, this was me doing like a 1v1. Well, not really a 1v1, just showing an example of what movement matching is. And you can see how an idiot can think it's like aim lock, which is the whole entire Arsenal community. Look at that. That's like another 5,000 frames. Look at that. Yep, that's 5 frames. Look at the outline. Look how I'm fully locked onto him. See? You see this? Is this locking or is this not me just hitting my A key? Please tell me what I'm doing. Let me know. Because this is literally what I did in the tournament, but not this simplified. As you can see, is this locking or is this not movement mirroring? Right now, I'm barely moving my crosshair. I'm letting my game do everything. And once I like try to see that they're in my crosshair or about to walk into it, that's when I click. Even though I just missed like a billion times. Now, after you guys see what that just was, hopefully you can understand how I was movement mirroring every single clip. Like, starting from now, just pay attention to how my gun is moving, not my crosshair. Look at my gun. Like, this guy, I'll press my A key to put my cursor on him. And as soon as my cursor is on him, I'm pressing my D key. Take a look. Press my A key, and now take a look. I'm not even tracing. And Korak says, can't even defend this guy. Full tracking outline after flicking. How does that make any sense? Whole entire time, I'm just mirroring every single person. I'm not even moving my crosshair. agreeing to do the world's hardest recording steps for turning integrity. Pause it if you want, but I cover this in the document too. I cover all of this. Everything is covered. This was what I said I would do, and they still disqualified me. I said I would show my whole entire room so they could show that there's no Fortnite, Zen, no nothing. I will show everything that's on my desk. I'll factory reset before and after the games. So it's a clean PC playing Roblox every single time. I said I would literally have a hand cam with the phone pointed at my mouse and keyboard with another phone pointed at the screen. And on top of that, I would have a Noah board, which is this right here, that they can use to even match my tracking with this circle dot right here. And I said I would literally open up the insides of my PC to show that there's no Fortnite Zen, no nothing. It's just me playing. But they just wanted an IRL recording. Just keep reading. Also, I forgot to include this in the document, but this guy, I forgot what he said he was, like an esports broadcaster for like catching professional hackers, but he one day asked for my sensitivity and DPI, and he did say that esports math theory states his aim was legit, though his movement might have been the sus part. I told him my sensitivity settings, everything, and I'm not familiar with the esports math theory, so I'm not really gonna get in depth with this specifically, but you can read it if you want to. This was when I changed my requirements from tier 1 to tier 3. Turn my PC off and on every game, but due to them rushing me to join the game every second, I was unable to do so. Apart from the time they asked me to restart my PC on my phone recording, which I didn't hesitate to do. I'll go over that as well. Seeing all the accusations I got while I did everything they asked me to do. Somehow, ACS still doesn't believe he's legit after he followed every single thing they asked of him. They believe he is some bypassing god. Also, I don't think, I didn't cover this in the document either, but I just wanted to show an example on how, like, how accused I, e- how accused of a player I am. I'll say that. So I went to a 2v2. You could check my Roblox friends list. These are all my friends. This is a fake 2v2. This is even an alt account hiding right there. Faked a 2v2, added alts, fed each other, made everything look realistic while doing a movement meter. And I Coraxified the video. I made it look like it was a folder exposed clip. I added clown music to it. I zoomed in on my crosshair. It's normal movement mirroring. The whole chat went crazy.
Alright, brother.
Take one, take one. Yes.
Alright, that was actually good. Yep, even Nevo. This is one of the biggest people that were accusing me the whole time. And he fell for it. It was the most easiest movement mirror ever. He just says, wow, this is so legit. I'm sorry to tell you. But now that we've covered this video, I'm not going to be covering any other video in this video, but it's all going to be in the description. So let's go back into the document. Let's see how long the video is looking. 37 minutes, and we're only halfway through. Oxaline also told me I just had to do my phone recording and record my game. No screen share required. Yep, I already covered that. And this is game 1. You can watch these games on your own. I was just explaining what happened. but game 1 we were up against Asian and McPower. This was my second to worst performing matches of the tournament. I started off hitting shots, but the more we played, the worse I ended up becoming. I dropped only 17 points with very poor aim in this recording overall. I'm not an Arsenal player, but I don't want this document to be about my poor aim. Point is, I underperformed like crazy, but since the whole community is very suspicious about me, 50% of the kills I received in this tournament, well, this match, was claimed as a color bot. It didn't take me long to realize that I was not tournament ready after the performance I just put up. I decided to have a conversation with Worst, which is one of the best Arsenal players of all time, to give me simple tips on how to aim better because what I was doing was not going right. And this isn't a lie. I showed everything. Every single thing I asked him, I showed it. Why would I do this if I'm just color botting? What am I doing wrong? I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong. Too Perfect and Flicks team, you play them in semis, they're good players. How do I get good in 30 seconds? Please. I played you and Enrique in your practice 2v2s. I 1v2'd you. I said my bullets are blinking. And Worst was like, I'll give you 2 recordings of me 1v2ing Enrique so you can study. I said, okay, thank you. And I was watching the recordings. I was like, instead of you aiming, you let them walk into your crosshair and click. I can probably be good at that because I can literally be good if I just find the aim style of the game. I'm trying to track the strafes, and it's like, damn, that's kind of hard. Where it says crosshair placement, I said it feels like I'm blanking when I'm trying to track their strafing. He says crosshair placement is easier than trying to aim at them. So I said, okay, so I aim towards them but barely move my crosshair, right? Where it says just keyboard aim. I never knew this in game 1, I wasn't only keyboard aiming, I was moving my mouse and keyboard aiming, which was definitely why I only got 17. But at the same time, hey, no excuses. And so I said I aim towards them, but barely move my crosshair, right? And let them strafe into it. And where it says make them walk into you, which is exactly what I did the whole entire tournament. So I said, okay, so my mouse will barely be moving after I flick towards the player, right? Just keyboard. And he says, yes, only track on automatics. And then obviously this is irrelevant, like teaching. Like I was saying, am I too scared of them? And he's like, I'm scared to take fights, but my aim's good. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. And then I said that crosshair placement shit is what I actually needed. I'm gonna try that because if you watch my recording, I'm dead ass full tracking them and missing by centimeters left and right. Every strafe I'm moving my mouse and not keyboard aiming. And then yeah, even more coaching. Now this is game 2. If you wanted to watch the recordings, A, go for it. Nobody's stopping you. But this was the game where I performed a lot better and was slightly keeping up with Enrique due to what Worst told me. I fully stopped trying to aim at targets outside of flicks and micro adjustments, and I fully relied on my movement to hit my targets. My IRL recording had come to a short because I ran out of storage, but this was the game with the least amount of accusations. Both McPower, Oxaline, and Proudcamp were fine with continuing to let me play and let me clear my space. I offered to show proof that I ran out of storage mid recording that they didn't even want. They didn't even ask for proof. They just believed it. I don't know why I'm so accused, but they just believed it. I was the one that had to show everything just to reassure them. So I sent it to Oxaline. This is Oxaline talking. And he's like, wow, Folder's phone recording stopped mid match. Proud Camp goes with the broken heart emoji. McPower says he has to screen share during semis. I didn't complain. I said that's completely fine. And then I said I can show my storage. I'm clearing things right now. And if I do a zoom in, you will see I have 127 out of 128 on my phone. McPower asked me to start screen sharing from now, which I was fine with. So I was officially, as of round 3, I was officially put on must screen share, must record, must phone record without a single complaint. And not to mention, I was still not performing well enough to be accused of cheating. Proudcamp was watching and he was telling me to log in. But who would have thought me performing like that was enough to get me accused countless times? Anyways, here's game 3. In this game, I was asked to screen share, restart my PC that I'm restarting on my phone recording. I kind of worded that wrong, but if we go to my IRL recording, you will see I did it with no hesitation. I restarted my PC and continued playing. I joined playing, no issue. And will you believe it? I got accused of the same game. There was not a time I was hesitant on showing them anything. Anything they wanted to see, I would show them. Yet the accusations continue to come. Even after me doing the most normal shots ever. And you guys can go watch the Anto debunk. Let's hope you didn't skip through it. But even after restarting my PC on my phone recording, screen sharing, display capture, recording display capture, the accusations continue to come. I was complying to do everything they've ever asked me to do. I was repeatedly offering to show more and do more than what they were asking for. But yes, we won the game, and I once again was accused of cheating, off once again movement mirroring and micro adjustments. Now it's the finals. This is the big infamous game that got me banned from Arsenal. So I was allegedly blatantly cheating in because I wanted to win the tournament. But why would I start cheating blatantly if Enrique is the one doing all of the work the whole tournament with no ease? Round 1, he carried. Round 2, he carried. Round 3, he carried. What would put me in the mindset to start cheating when he's doing everything already? Like, I wish there's one person out there that, like, I wish there's one cheater out there that would actually start cheating in finals because he's been getting carried the whole time. So I said, even if I was dropping 6 points a game, I strongly believe Enrique still would have managed to make us win the tournament. I finally managed to get the golden gun for the first time in the whole entire tournament. I only got the golden gun one time. Once again, I was accused off of several kills. They were all debunked. So after we won the tournament, due to me managing to carry Enrique in the last round, I became the most accused player in the game. No question. No matter where I looked, no matter what channel I looked at, I was being called a cheater. Even during the game, I was playing the game very regularly, yet the entire call was calling me a cheater every single time I shot my gun. Take a listen. I'll actually play this out. Go ahead and listen to
losing.
I forgot he was sharing it.
Like, he was literally losing to, like, the others, bro. What the fuck?
So
How is Fuller doing so good?
There. Yo, what are these fuck-ass settings?
Yeah, like what?
Color bot settings.
Actually, though.
Nice.
How to hide color bot.
He's playing so weird. No, they're playing weird. This doesn't look legit. Like, he knows.
Look, he's just gonna put it on right now. Watch. He's missing shots on purpose, but he's gonna put it. Oh! See, good to go. Careful, and
Careful
insane
my
shot.
king, bro.
And he's banned.
Oh, that was a bad spawn. Okay.
Yeah, and he's band evading, bro. I can't believe, like
Harful is like actually.
more people join the fucking call too. So that he's probably not hitting his shots now because more people just fucking joined.
Yeah. The pressure plus that.
He's stuck. He's stuck. Though. He is stuck.
They're probably
It's
blocking
terrible,
us.
bro. Why
Like,
is he
right when
like
you start
actually
watching.
bunt at the game, bro?
He just has
Boom.
his knife out.
One wrong move, bro. One wrong move.
What was that? What was that? Clip
Exactly,
that.
bro. I saw that. I literally saw that. I literally saw that.
I clipped that.
I literally saw that. I
Yo,
literally saw that.
Send that.
Oh,
I'm
yeah, he turned it on.
recording this entire
on.
thing, so.
Use the dome. Use the...
He literally snapped, bro. You saw that? The tree was in
Yeah,
his way,
yeah.
bro. Look at that.
Yeah, wait.
Don't peek.
I feel so bad for Kianta, bro. He tried.
No.
As you can hear, I was doing the most normal things of all time. And that whole entire Discord call was on my meat. So after I uploaded my recordings, 3 videos came out of me cheating, with the whole community agreeing just because of how many times I got accused. After that, I ended up going under review, and it resulted in a disqualification. I don't know how. Upon hearing me and Enrique were disqualified, I gave them full consent to check me for everything I own. So Asian left the group chat, but Excitables, make power, they're all. Is his name Make Power or Make Boom? I already forgot. But I've always been fine with doing rules that no Roblox player has ever had to do in the history of Roblox tournaments. I was fine with PC checks before and after each game to ensure no externals were used. I literally agreed to everything. accusations were non-stop coming. Just inevitable for me to clear my name at this point. It's just crazy how there wasn't ever a time where I said, no, I'm not showing that. I literally would have shown you everything. A whole room check, surroundings check, factory reset before and after games, hand cam, Noah board. I literally open up my PC and deeply show every single thing, and I will perform the exact same. My accusations will never leave me alone. Then I sent a video showing what Noah board is. I said, I would have been fine with letting you guys combine that with my hand cam. And then Excitable comes back in response saying, lots of the things you did consistently were not natural to do at all. And in turn, it just makes it incredibly hard to debunk. If, for instance, there was a mouse cam, then sure, it would have been easier to debunk. However, that is also our fault for not asking you for that. Mind you, I was fine with doing everything. I don't know how many times I have to say this. I was completely fine with doing everything they asked me to do. I said, if I agree to do every single thing, including factory resetting my PC before every round, what is the issue? I was literally completely fine with doing every single thing asked. I will still play, aim, perform the exact same I did. I don't get why it's a disqualification, but if we can play again, but instead I'm on hardcore recording steps, impossible to cheat on recording steps, and continue doing this, then what is the issue? The way the whole community thinks I'm a cheater, it's really hard to defend myself if even your exploit guys are thinking I cheat. I generally wouldn't even mind doing a hand cam. Factory resetting my computer before every match starts, downloading Roblox, OBS, Noah board, and Discord in my phone recording, and I can assure I'll have zero change in my gameplay. I can show all my surroundings. I said, as you can see, we have officially been disqualified, and I repeatedly told Excitables and McPower that they have full consent to check my PC, check my room, full consent to check what's inside of my PC. I gave them reassurance by telling them I am completely fine with factory resetting my PC before and after each game. Had my IRL two phones capture me, download Roblox, OBS, and Discord, with them being allowed to search my PC after each game. I offered to do a Noah board and a hand cam combination to assure them that there would be no software helping me connect my shots apart from my two arms. They ignored every request and continued to go tell the entire community how I was cheating. There was never a time I said no to them during the tournament and after. And then this was when the Anto video, the infamous Anto video, was made. And I sent it to them. I sent it to Excitables. I posted it in the group chat. And let's see what they finally thought to it. I said, my friend Anto decided to watch the folder exposed videos, and he noticed how there were obvious movement mirrors and adjustments that all the ACT staff was somehow too blind to see. So he decided to do an in-depth debunk showing how every shot was done legitimate. So I linked both of these. These are going to be in the description if you guys want to watch them yourself. Also, this one, I didn't really go over this, but this is 24 minutes of every single fight. Here's every fight Folder took in ACT Season 6 in 1080p 60 FPS. You can decide if you seriously think he's using a color bot, let alone any cheat. Every time I shot my gun at a person, it's in this recording. So if you guys want to go watch this, that's in the description. I ended up sending both of these videos to Excitable, McPower, so they can send the videos to their team for deep review. And they said, and I quote, in response to this, I was told that the clips that were most obvious were ignored, which is crazy because every single clip that Korax included was debunked in this video. So I was confused why he's saying, what are the ignored clips? What are they? And the less suspected clips were debunked. So every clip in that Anto video was debunked, but Anto allegedly ignored the obvious clips, quote unquote. And Sis, he was like, made him do everything you guys asked for just to route the title and the prize off him. So I said, what are the obvious clips? The editor used every clip in Korax's video. Ask your supporters or your exploit managers for the obvious clips, and I don't mind getting them debunked too. So Excitable responds and says, okay, I already just said this out loud, but I'll say it again. Every clip I was ever accused of was debunked in that video. So this left me and Anto very confused about what he was talking about. But once again, I was being understanding and I asked nicely, what are the obvious clips? Anto used every single clip in Korax's video. can you show me the obviously cheating clips so I can get them explained and debunked as well? And this is proof I asked. So as you can see, this guy didn't respond at all. What are the obvious clips? The editor used every clip in Quark's video, asked him, I'll get them debunked. I also got no clue why you think just because no change is happening doesn't mean I should improve my innocence. What I mean by this is the amount of times Excitable was like saying, no matter how hard you try to prove your innocence, you're still staying disqualified. Like, he wasn't giving me a chance for anything. Mind you, Excitable said every clip in this video uploaded by Anto was successfully debunked, but since Anto hid the obvious clips, the disqualification is still in place. So since I asked at literally 2:32 in the morning, I assumed Excitable was sleeping and didn't see the messages yet. But I was very wrong and he was wide awake, ghosting my request to see the obvious clips. Around 3 hours and 30 minutes later, Excitables uploads a video. And what is that video?
Okay, this is...
It's me being disqualified and him telling 54,000 subscribers that I was a cheater. So this actually had me very mad because he was telling every single person I was cheating. Every single player is just calling me a cheater. I'm getting hate comments everywhere, but they didn't want me doing anything. I was very wide. He was wide awake, ghosting my request to see the obvious clips. Around 3 hours and 30 minutes later, Excitables uploads a video slandering my name to 50,000 subscribers when I've been nothing but understanding since the tournament started. He also never ended up responding to me when I told him I can properly get every clip debunked. Once I contacted Oxaline, which you guys remember. Okay, ooh, I almost leaked something bad. But I DM'd Oxaline saying, so I said, you remember when this right here, perfect. I said, do you remember when me and Enrique were both screen sharing playing Marvel Rivals doing a Phoenix 1v1 like 30 minutes before the tournament started? And also spoiler, but as soon as I DM'd Oxaline this, I told him I'm making a document on what? Because Excitables never responded to me when I told him I can probably get every clip debunked. Once I contacted Oxaline associated with the disqualification of me and Enrique and asked him if he remembers me screen sharing, he said yes. And once he asked me, why did you ask if I remember that? You won't believe what happened. I saved it for this specific time. I told him I'm working on the document, and Oxaline assumed it was about my disqualification, which resulted in me getting kicked from the group chat. I never got to see the obvious clips that I never covered. Just a straight up kick from the group chat, and he went to go slander my name on a YouTube video. Basically, there's a group chat with me and Excitables. As you guys can see, I'm kicked from it. I was still in the process of screenshotting everything, but they kicked me while I was doing everything as soon as I said I was working on a document. So I said, I hope this document fully shows how I handled my accusations versus how they handled mine. They disqualified me off of the whole community assuming I'm a cheater and using garbage clips plus garbage clips from other games that they have no knowledge on to get me disqualified from ACT. Permanently falsely banned from, oops, this was just Arsenal. Falsely banned from Arsenal, blacklisted from ACH, but I do not care about that. And these are important links. If you guys want to see this document, it's in the description. But these are some notes I never covered, but these are also really important to this. I have 3 recordings that have 0 to 4 views that I never sent in ACH before I'm releasing all my recordings to the public. So some of these recordings that are right here, they are completely unseen from general chats. It's private. So McBoom claims Rove game staff, his exploit managers, several notable community members, all of the hosts, Asiany, Excitable, all reviewed my recordings and claimed I was cheating. As you can see here, all of our exploit guys agreeing, some Rove mods, me and all the hosts, as well as other notable community members, we have decided to disqualify you from ACT. The decision will not change. But as you can see, my view count on all of my recordings, 2 views. Here's another one, 4 views. Another one, 6 views. If so many people reviewed my gameplay, why do my unleaked recordings all have less than 10 views? You guys didn't even bother to hear me out. You had dozens of people review Korak's videos and not the whole game recordings itself. You set me up to look like a cheater intentionally by not sending my recordings to any of the people you wanted to review my gameplay to ensure I get disqualified. That's literally the document. Unless you read that yourself, then I'm proud of you. I don't think anybody will. But if you watch to the end, I appreciate you. But no, I never cheated. He's just slandering my name. So is Lee Owners, Corax, Excitables. They're all slandering my name. Way they just kicked me from group chat. Yes. Oh, he actually just kicked me from the group chat. No, he's not in. Can you clip that? What the heck? But apart from that, I hope you boys enjoyed and girls. I'll see y'all in the next MBSD tournament win.